Hang around with people that make you feel warm, like this beautiful fire set. Let me know in the comments what you think about this fire set.
Good girl, one time, this is a song for the good girl. And I still keep it real, still treat you like a silver.
On my mind, I past my bedtime, no rest at the kingdom. Alone in my place, my heart is.
So today we're going to be focusing on self-awareness, self-esteem, self-love, and of course, self-confidence. And who else other than your girl to let you know about self-confidence? So let's get into it. Self-esteem. If you haven't watched my other videos in this series, I suggest you click on all those iCards, and also you'll be getting the end cards which will show you the other videos so you can get into the self series, because boy, we are getting into it. So, trust. In order to have a high self-esteem, you need to trust in yourself. You need to trust in your abilities, and you need to trust in your skills, and that all ties in with the other selves of the other videos that I have: self-confidence and self-assurance. Awareness. Self-assurance too. But you need to be able to trust yourselves. You need to allow yourself to be in a position to be like, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to fail, because it's not the end of all. It's not the be all and end all. Trust yourself that even in the moments where you don't know what's going on, that you will still prevail, that you will still come out at top. Sometimes we want to do something and it may not go the way that we wanted, but if you trust yourself, trust me, it'll be much more easier of a downfall or a letdown, knowing that, hey, this didn't work, but at least I tried it. At least I trusted myself enough to go outside my comfort zone and do something that's scary. And that is so needed when it comes to your esteem, to trust yourself. Because the more you trust yourself, the more your esteem goes up here. Now, I'm not going to say that everything that I'm saying here is going to make sure that you have self-esteem high all the time, because it's impossible. It's impossible to always have high self-esteem all the time, because there's going to be days when it's going to come real low and you're going to rock it straight down. So you've got to have a balance. What I'm trying to achieve here with this is to inspire people when it comes to self, and when it comes to taking care of yourself or trying to achieve to becoming your higher self. There are gonna be rocky days, but it's the way that you manage it, it's the way that you maintain the average days that it shows how your self-esteem is going to be. So trust yourself, and it sometimes starts small. Sometimes it goes from, I know it sounds so silly, but like if you tell yourself you're gonna clean your bed and then you don't, and it goes from a day to a week to a month, how are you gonna trust yourself? Give yourself little tasks to do so that you can build a good trust. And remember, if you trust yourself, then you're most likely to trust other people. And not that you have to trust everyone, but in order to build some sort of meaningful relationship with anyone, from friends to family to co-workers to anything, there's going to be some level of trust. And if you don't trust yourself, you're not going to trust anybody else, are you? Now, speaking of that, you're yourself. Stop the comparison, because the comparison only makes you hurt. Comparison is one of the deadliest killers of all of us. Comparing doesn't make you feel better, it makes you feel shit. So why do it in the first place? It's so easy to look at the person and be like, oh, they're living a good life, oh, they're doing good, oh, that girl's got a man, that guy's got a girl, that guy's got a new job, that person's got a new car, that person. And you know what you're doing in that whole time? You're exerting your energy in all the wrong places. Instead of you exerting the energy into self-motivation and be like, you know what, that's so good for them, I'm happy for them, I'm grateful for them, and I'm grateful for my current state, and I'm gonna make sure that I'm pushing myself every day so I can get into the same place. No, you don't have to look at someone and be like, oh, they got a man, so I'm gonna go man. Everything is going to happen to you when it needs to happen to you. But can you work and push yourself closer to whatever it is that you want? Of course. But you're not going to do it by sitting down comparing yourself with every Dick and Dom and Harry and Linda and Jackie and Sharon. It's not going to happen. Be you, embrace yourself, and just realize you're not the same as everyone. Your timing is not everyone else's timing. And comparing yourself is only pushing you down into the depths of self-wallow. Once you get into the self-wallow part, you ain't getting out. It's gonna take you a very long time. You don't wanna simmer yourself in self-wallow. It's pitiful. It's literally a pit, and it is pitiful. You don't want to spend all the great energy that you have in low vibrational shit, because Sitting in self-wallow and self-pity, that's some low vibrational shit. If you want to be living in good vibes, in good high vibrations, you want to embrace it all. Embrace the good, embrace the bad in everything, and find a way to have a balance and be like, you know what, it is what it is, but I'm me, and I'm going to do it my way. Trust me, life. I'm not saying that by you doing self-love and self-care, it's gonna make you have an easy life, but life is easier when you're not so harsh on yourself. And comparing yourself is only a detriment to yourself because you're paining yourself and attacking yourself for not having something. And when you work from a place of lacking, guess what? You're gonna keep lacking. But if you go from a place of gratitude, trust me, more things in abundance is gonna steer towards you because, listen, the universe, God, can feel that you're abundant for. And one thing you need to remember as well, that sometimes you look at people like, wow, they're rich. But you're rich. You're rich in health. You're rich in wealth. You're rich in the gifts that God has given you. To be able to talk, that's a God-given gift. To be able to have certain skills and abilities that you have that other people don't have, that's a God-given gift. You are rich in gift. Most of the time, people be like, oh, I'm broke. Oh, da-da-da-da-da-da. You have all the tools to get yourself out of any situation. When you sit there and wallow and say, oh, I'm so broke, yeah, like, I'm broke, you're speaking from a place of lacking and not speaking of a place of, you know what I used to say? When I used to work in Canary Wharf, every time I used to be broke, I'd be like, no, I'm not broke, I'm pre-rich. And people used to start copying that because it's a good saying. You don't want to sit in a place of saying, oh, I'm broke, because that's negative. If you want to be living an abundant filled life every single day, positivity is something that you have to actively choose. Because really, truly, we can sit here and sit in negativity, but you got to choose positivity. You got to choose yourself every day. You got to choose self-love. You got to choose self-care. And that is a hard shit. But once you start making it into a habit, habits become easier and life becomes a little less harder than usual because you at least have you on your side. Your team starts with you, all right? Get that. Your team starts with you. When you have yourself in your fighting corner and then you have your people and your support circle, there's no stopping you. Compassion for others. Refrain from judging. It's so easy to judge and be like, oh, that person is moving crazy. That person is doing a lot. But you don't know what's going through with them. Same way that like people won't know what's going through with you when you act out of emotions or when you may say certain things. And you gotta have compassion to be able to receive passion. You may not always receive compassion. You may not always receive love back, but at least if you're giving it, best believe that it's going to come back to you in some kind of way. And judging is just another form of way to sit in that negativity space because it's so easy to sit there and be like, that person ain't got nothing. Okay, so when the roles are reversed, it's going to hurt, isn't it? It's going to feel bad. And I bet you any money, most people, when they look at someone in a time of down, they forget the time that they were looking at someone else and judging them for being in the same position as they were. And you've got to have compassion for yourself because it's not going to be easy every single day. I've said this throughout this whole series. I'm not in any way advocating this, that, you know, my life is easy because best believe, like, life is fucking hard. But it's not made harder because I hate myself. Because trust me, life is already hard enough without you hating yourself. The world is already attacking you already, and then you've got to come home to more violence towards yourself. I think not. Find compassion for others so you can find compassion within yourself. Boundaries. Now, I might have said this a few times in my videos, but we've got to learn how to say no. Learning how to put boundaries is the best thing that you can do for yourself. There's a lot of people in this world that will test people. You know how people test people? They will ask. No, they won't even ask. They will do. They will push your boundaries to see how far you'll go. If you don't have any limits, people will take from you until you're left completely dry and leave you there in the gutters. But if you have boundaries, Although you can't prevent every bad thing happening to you from people, you can prevent what you can tolerate. And when you put boundaries, it puts a tolerance to the bullshit that you can accept. Because there's a lot of people that will happily walk all over you, happily take from you, because you've not put that tolerance, you've not put that boundaries. You're trying to be nice and you're trying to be there for everyone, you're trying to please everyone, but not everyone's trying to check your back, not everyone's trying to please you. So in order for you to make sure that you don't get yourself in situations where you're hurt, you've got to put those boundaries up. Say no. Sometimes you don't want to go out. Say no. And although you may feel guilty, and people, when you start saying no, you're going to start realizing how selfish some people are. You be saying no, people are like, oh, really? No. What do you mean? Because that entitlement, because you've let them get away with taking so much, the moment you say no, they don't like that. Some people don't like no. Some people hate hearing no's from you because they're so used to getting you around their fingers. They're so used to you being on the clock. Hello, can you come meet me? Yeah. Hello, can you come meet me there? Yeah. Can you give me this? Yeah. Can you give me this? Yeah. No. No. The people that will love you will accept your boundaries and will respect your boundaries. But people that don't know boundaries, people that have no awareness of being able to be like, oh, I'm overstepping the boundaries. Set yourself goals. Nothing helps your self-esteem than putting goals and achieving it. That shit makes you feel invincible. You're like, yes, I did that. I said I was gonna do it and I did it. And that ties in with your self-trust as well. If you say you're gonna do something and you actually abide by it, it gives you more trust. It gives you self-esteem to be like, I said I was gonna do it and I did it. Oh, I'm that bitch. Oh, I'm that guy. Oh, I'm that girl. You get the vibe. So when you put yourself goals, whether that's career goals, physical goals, mental goals, emotional goals, it boosts you up. Trust and believe, it boosts you up. Learn how to accept change. Change is inevitable. And the sooner you adjust to the inevitability of it, there we go, the more you take control of your life. The thing is, there's gonna be things that's gonna happen in life that we're gonna have no control over. And if you're someone like me who thrives on being in control of everything, trust and believe, when you accept that change is gonna happen, it's fine. It's not about being in control of things. It's about being in control of yourself and how you react to things. So if you get scared of change normally and you're like, oh, this is a really awkward, you need to then be like, okay, cool. So how can I make myself feel better? How can I relax myself in this situation? And that ties in with self-care, which you can watch in my other videos. I put the iCard there. When you have certain things that you know makes you feel anxious or makes you feel in a space that you're not thriving because you're not in your best version of yourself, you need to have things that you look forward to that helps you get to that. Whether that is a lovely cup of tea before you go to sleep, or whether that's a face mask, or whether that is playing your favorite game, or whether that's putting some candles, or doing something creative, or going to the gym. Those are the type of things that will help you stay in a balanced mode in life, because we're not always going to be up here and we're not always going to be down here. Most of the time we're going to be here going like this. So make sure that when you're here, it's a good place to not drive you to go straight down, but it's a good place to go here and come back here so that you can do your day-to-day life and feel good and feel confidence with yourself and have a good self-esteem for yourself, and know that in everything that you do, you are able to do it because you trust yourself and you know that you set your goals, you have good people around you. And speaking of good people around you, your circle means the most. I've mentioned it in other videos, but the people that you keep around you are can either be detrimental to you or can be the best thing ever. It can be a blessing. The people around you keep you motivated if they're type of motivating people. If you hang around with lazy people, eventually you're gonna end up being lazy. It's not a thing of where, you start copying them, but naturally you tend to gravitate towards people that are like you that try to do what you're doing. Not necessarily the same field or career or whatever, but the same type of people, in the sense of, I'm a very ambitious person, so I like to keep ambitious people near me because it keeps me driving, keeps me motivated. I can't, as an ambitious person, as a hardworking person, I can't be with someone that's lazy. I can't have someone in my circle that's lazy or lacks motivation or is very pessimistic or moans a lot or cries a lot, because that will put me in a very bad space to not be able to create, to not be able to work, to not do what I need to do. Not to say that they individually affect me, but being around that constantly, you soak up into it. That energy is more so the energy. Having high energy people or having people that give you good energy, because listen, let's get into energy. You can have people in your circle that are vampires, absolute vampires. You hang around with them and you feel absolutely drained and you have no idea why. Most of the time it's because they spend their whole time loading their whole shit that's happening to you. They're telling you their business, their mama's business, their dad's business, their girl's business, grandma's business, all of that type of stuff, and all that heavy load, and they just go poof, dash it onto you, and they feel so much better. But guess who feels like absolute shit and has no motivation to do anything in their life? You guessed it! So it's so important that the people that you're around make you feel good. Hang around with people that make you feel warm, like this beautiful fire sign. Let me know in the comments what you think about this fire sign. Hang around with people that thrive you, that inspire you, that motivate you, that push you to be better, that want you to excel, that want you to be your best version of yourself. Don't be with people that make you want to feel shit, that make you want to do shit things. Because it's the only person it hurts is you, especially when that's not how you are. You're hanging around people and you're like, this is not how I am. But you slowly start to adapt that because their energy, you start to absorb that energy around you. And that's why it's important to choose your circles very wisely. They say that your network is your net worth. Well, in the same sort of with your energy, low vibrations makes you low vibrational. High vibrations makes you high vibration. And that's where I'm going to end with the self-esteem, all about energy. And speaking of good energy, I'm sending all of you guys, I hope you guys can feel it through a video, but I'm sending you guys positive energies and good love and good vibes and good abundance in all of your lives. Thank you so much for watching it. I've enjoyed it thoroughly. I hope you like, share, subscribe, and join the gang, my little sweeties. So obviously, I think I've decided my fan group now. I've decided a name for my family because you guys are like my family, and I want to start addressing you guys as such. I want to start connecting with you guys, and I just thought because obviously I'm MIDNIGHTCHOCOLAT, it would just explain that you guys are my little sweeties. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, as I said before, and make sure you come back again and watch all my other videos. And that is really it. So, peace.